Hey everyone, I'm Average, and welcome back to another episode of A Beginner's Guide to Bun. In today's episode, we're going to be talking about Bun FFI, or Foreign Function Interface. Bun FFI is built into Bun, and it lets us map and call functions from other languages like C, Rust, Zig, and any others that compile down to the C ABI, or Application Binary Interface. And we can think of it as a bridge between Bun and these lower level languages, and really it just gives us the ability to use the performance of these lower level languages in Bun code. So as you can see here, I have a very simple C library. You can basically ignore this part. This part is essentially just setting up cross-platform support for exporting this function here. But we have a function called ABS, and this is an absolute function. So essentially what it does is it takes a number and it converts that number to a positive number, essentially getting rid of the sign. Essentially, this allows the number to never be negative. It's in JavaScript as well, but for the sake of an example, I have it written out here in C. Okay, so let's say we want to call this library. We have our DLL. I've already compiled it for us. Head inside of an empty folder, and we're going to do bun init. We're going to create a new file in here called abs.ts. And the reason why we're doing that is because we're going to be taking in a number from the arguments. And for those of you who don't remember, we can use const positionals equals, and we can use parse args. This comes from the util package that's built into Bun. I don't believe we need anything other than this. We can just use the positionals as we want. We want to be extra safe. We can say allow positionals true. Okay, so now that we have our positional, let's get our input. Const input equals. We'll say positional 0. If there's no input, throw a new error. Very nice. Input number equals number dot parse int. And inside of here, we're just going to put our input. And now we are going to connect to our C library here. We're going to be using this ABS function like so. First of all, we're going to make a new folder in our Bun project directory. I'm also going to maximize this just so it's a bit bigger so you guys can see it better. So yeah, inside of our project folder for Bun, I'm going to create a new folder, and I'm going to call this one lib, and I'm going to put our cmath.dll inside of here. And then I'm going to do const absolute lib equals, and then we are going to do dl open. And it's going to import from process, but that's not what we actually want. We want to import from bun FFI instead, bun :FFI, and we need to give it the path. So we can say lib/cmath.dll, just pointing to our C library there. Then we need to give it a object, and inside of here, whatever our keys are, so whatever values we decide to put here, that's going to correspond to a C function in our library. So if I head back to our cmath.c, we can see that it's called ABS, and I'm just going to put that there. And then we need to give it another object inside of ABS. We're going to have args, and this needs to be an array, I believe. Inside of here, we can say FFI type dot int foreign function interface types do exist. They have them all outlined in the Bun docs if you need to see those. We need to specify the arguments. There's only one integer that we're passing in, and then we're going to say returns FFI type dot int because we are going to return a number after it's been absoluted. Then I can say const absolute num equals, and we're going to say absolute lib dot symbols dot abs. We can pass in our input number here, just like so, and then I can log our absolute number in the console there. Okay, so if you guys don't remember, we can run any of our TypeScript files with bun run. We're going to say bun run abs.ts. If I just press enter, we're going to get an error. A number must be provided. So let's give it a number. We're going to give it 90, and it's going to output 90 as a positive. It doesn't need to be absoluted because we're giving it a positive number. If I switch this to -90, because Bun thinks we're trying to pass in an option using the dash, we actually need to provide two sets of dashes, essentially just passing in this as raw argument input. We can type in -90 as our only positional, and we get positive 90. Just like so. So any number that I pass into here will be absoluted using our C function. I know it's not the best example, but it still shows that you can call C code in Bun. So now I'm also going to show you guys how to call Rust and as well as Rust Zig functions too. So let's check out what we have in our Rust library here. So we have a get random number. What we need to do is we need to say pub extern, and then we give it C. This allows it to compile down using the C ABI, and this is going to be be publicly available in our DLL. We also need to use this no mangle decorator up here. And so the name is going to be get underscore random underscore number. We have a minimum and a maximum, and we're returning an I32. We're just going to be using Rust rand to generate a random number within that range. I already have it compiled here in our target release right here, Rust rand. I'm going to drop that into our lib folder, and now we are going to use that. So we can copy our abs.ts because it's going to be quite similar, and I'm just going to call it rand.ts here. So we're still going to be using positionals. So for our positionals, I'm going to do const min input equals, and we're going to say positionals 0. I'm also going to say max input equals positionals 1. And if min input exists, I'm going to make a let, and we're just going to say min equals 0. So our default minimum is going to be 0. But if there is a min input, we are going to do number.parseInt and pass in our min input there. I'm going to do the same exact thing for max, except the max default value is going to be 100. So if there is a max input, I'm going to say max equals number.parseInt max input, just like so. Okay, so now that we have access to some inputs, we're going to change this absolute lib. Instead of absolute, we're going to say rand lib, and then we're going to do lib and rust underscore rand is what I called it, .dll. So inside of our rust file, we have get underscore random number. That's what we're going to use for our key here. And for our args, we're going to do FFI type .int, and then we're also going to do another FFI type .int, just like so. We can return FFI type .int as well, since we're returning only an integer. And here for our random number, we're going to say randlib.symbols. Instead of abs, we're going to do get underscore random number, pass in our minimum and our maximum values, and now we can log it to the console. So let's try this out. We should be able to say bun run rand.ts, and then we'll get a random number from 0 to 100. So we got 6, 88. Okay, looks like that's working. And then we can also provide two positionals. So I can give it a minimum. We're going to say the minimum of 50 and maximum of 75. So now it will only generate a number within that range. Very cool. So that's how you do it in Rust. We have one last library that I wrote in Zig. It is a single file library, and this one actually works with strings, which are a little bit different and a little bit more annoying to work with. I do want to mention that this is just going to be a surface level look at the fact that you can call functions from lower level languages in Bun. This is not going to be a comprehensive episode on every little nuance and thing that you need to know about calling functions with FFI, but in this case we have a Zig function, strjoin, we got export, and it takes one string of any length. That's what this means here, and another string of any other length. So we're going to take two strings, and it's going to return the strings joined together. Honestly, the Zig code is not very important here. What is important is that we have the name of the function along with the arguments and the return type. So let's take our join.dll here, and I'm going to put that in our lib folder, and I am just going to copy the rand. Okay, and then so we are still going to have two positionals. We're going to have first string positional 0, second string positional 1. We don't need to give it any default values. We just need to check if the first string or the second string are invalid. I'm going to throw a new error. All right, so let's head back to our Zig file here. It's str_join, put that in there. For our args, we're going to use FFI type.cstring and FFI type cstring again. And then for our return value, we're actually going to use PTR or pointer. Okay, so this is how we're going to do it. We need to say combined string equals, we're going to rename this randlib. We're going to call this strjoinlib, give it our file, which is just join.dll. So for our combined string equals, we're going to say strjoinlib.symbols.strjoin, and then inside of here, we need to put our first string and our second string. But you'll notice we get an error. This is because we need to make buffers from these strings. It's as simple as saying buffer.from and then enclosing the string inside of there. We can do the same thing for our second string, just like so. And then we can log our combined string to the console. So let's do bun run strjoin.ts. And then this is where we can combine two strings. So I'm going to say John with a space at the end, and then I'm going to say doe. Oh, okay. So because this is a pointer return value, what I actually need to do is I need to check if the combined string exists at all. If it doesn't, I'm just going to throw an error. If it does exist, what I need to do is console.log, and we can say new C string. We need to convert this to a C string and pass in the combined string as a pointer. I'm going to rename our combined string to combined string pointer, just so that's very clear. And then we're going to say dot to string, just like so. If I run it again, you'll notice that we get our string properly joined together. So let's try and join average dev is the best, and then space, and then we're going to say channel on YouTube, and then we should just see that as one string. All right, there we go. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It was a pretty brief look at Bun FFI. Doesn't go super in depth, but I will be putting the docs in the description below if you want to read more about it and learn more about it. Hopefully I gave you guys a decent introduction to this. It is very cool that you can do this. It allows you to, I guess, implement C libraries. If Bun didn't have an already pretty decent SQLite driver, you could use the native C one. You could also use Raylib. You could use any C library, any Zig library, any Rust library. Theoretically, you could just use it. That also includes other languages. I believe you could use Go as well, or you could execute Go compiled code for the CABI, I believe. I'm not 100% on that. I haven't tried it. But regardless, if you guys did enjoy this video, please make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And let me know what you guys thought of this. This is kind of interesting how you can do this. Let me know if you have any ideas for a project with this capability. With that being said, I'm Average, and have yourselves a great day. Goodbye.